All right, I'm on hole number 6 of the digital tournament. Hole number 6. All right, this is all Milano. So if you're watching, you may catch this in a Milano playlist or you may catch it in a digital tournament playlist. Who knows? All right, I've had some coffee. I'm ready to roll. Let's look at it. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. I love this hole. I love this hole in one-on-one, and I'll tell you, I will be honest with you on this hole. I will be honest with you. This is one of the holes, if not the hole, that I had been sitting around thinking about shooting videos, and I had shot some videos for my buddy Scooby, and I was thinking about posting some videos and making them live to everybody in the world. And I hadn't quite gotten the balls to do it yet. And this hole right here was one of the things that made me do it, because at the time, let me plug my device in. The battery's going good. Look at that. You're getting full service here. You're even getting charged up. So at the time when this hole came out, Zachary Jones and Tommy were talking about coming over into this area and like doing this shit coming up into here. And so in one-on-one play, especially with a Marlin, this is a tough shot. And depending on the level of your clubs, it can be tough to end up and even if you end up in a good spot over here, you still got it's a rough bump, but it goes like this. It's a freaking hill. And so if you hit that rough, if you make a bad wind adjustment and you wanted to hit it right here at that curve, and you made a bad wind adjustment and you hit it here on the flat, you're going straight up in the air and you're coming right back down into that. And so, and if you hit it too far forward and you make that, what it'll do is it'll hit and slide, and it'll slide all the way across. And so you still have work to get done if you're here. But if you end up right here, if you go to this spot right here, you have multiple options. If you bring a low power ball, you can get one bounce here, and you can do a second bounce rough bump, and you can bring it and you do not want to run long on this hole. It's better to end up short and go, damn, I ended up short, than it is to be long, because it'll run past the hole. Once it goes past the hole, it may go past the hole, and it could be bad. But you can bounce off of this area. There's a rough bump that you can do. And ideally, when you're doing this rough bump, you can see this deep rough right here, right in front of it. And you can see where the shadow's at. And this is the angle that Tommy and Zachary are wanting you to shoot at. And I'm not saying that there isn't a great shot from over there. If you can end up in the spot and you've got the right stuff and you're set up for it, there is a great shot over there. But in one-on-one play, people get their ass kicked on that side like 90% of the time. And if you're playing from this side, you got all kinds of options. So when you're looking at this deep rough, it opens up right here. So you've got this little window right in this area. And so if you draw a line from the flagpole through that area, getting out along this line or up towards the tip, anywhere in this zone, you're going to be able to side spin it and bring it around, but you can hit into an area that gives you a little bit better, truer read. And I swear that we're going to end up using a negative number. This is one of those areas where I think this is higher than us and where it actually pans out true, but I think we are going to end up using a little bit of a negative number when we're coming into the cup. But we have a lot of options from over here. So how the hell do we get over there? That's easy. If you have a rock or a QB, and pretty much like a QB3 or better, you bring whatever ball it is that you're going to bring and you run it out to your red line. So your red line arc is somewhere out here. And you pull it out so that you are I would do 3 rings away from this transitional surface. Put on max topspin, max side spin, 3 side spin balls better, max curl, and try and just walk yourself. So by the time it gets from the tee box to this zone right here, the flight is right down the fairway. And you'll have to find out with your level clubs. And a power 3 ball works great here. If you've got upper developed stuff, you may actually bleed off and have to take the bounce off with your Nirvana. It's not the end of the world if you bleed off up here. You do not want to be in trouble over here or back in this area. You can recover from up front, but trying to get as deep in that hole as possible so that you can come at it. And I will tell you one other story about this course. And so it was so frustrating because I was watching people in one-on-one who were coming over here and I was thinking to myself, you guys are watching Tommy and Zachary. But when I came on the hole, I was trying to play it from all of the different spots to see the deal. And it's like, wow, that was pretty easy to get over here. And you got all kinds of options, and you got all kinds of fairway, and you got a nice little flat spot for the rough, and you got all kinds of shit you can do. Why would I set it up so that my only shot is on a steep little hill? You can miss putts here. I missed a putt in a tournament on this hole. I got so pissed off that I walked away from my device, and I went and I left, and I came home about 12 hours later and came back and played the back 9 and shot like an 18 on the back and ended up winning. I couldn't, everything wanted to go home. The ball was like, I'm going. There you go. There you have it. Let's play it. Let's see if we can, and I'll bring I think I timed out. I was in there so long. I thought I actually played it. I was thinking about it so much. Let's dust off the old QB. I'm definitely bringing a Titan. The king of balls. I would play with my rock bag, but let me see what the difference is. I think it's just a distance difference. Just distance. QB. Either one will work. But I think I can get up. I think with the rock, I don't have to put on all the topspin. I think I can get myself in a little trouble. Let's see how far up that hole I can get. And if I miss it, I'll shoot it back to wherever I would have been clear. I know it seems counterintuitive because you're trying to get as far as you can to the right, but you have to give yourself enough room. I'm going to only have to use about 2 topspin. I'm going to pull it back so I have enough room to work out the wind, and I'm going to be 2.5 rings off. And I probably should put on another half a titch of topspin, but I'm not going to. Max curl, no overpower. And hit 1 ring great on the inside, or outside, excuse me, to the left. And that puts me at risk at the end of my run, like I could run out of fairway. And see how high up that hole I can get. And I'm like right on the outside edge, so I need to get forward of where I'm at. And there is a little bit distance forward. If you have a QB and you're using a lower level ball, you're going to be more about halfway up this. And so you'd put on max topspin, and it's a blind curl shot. You take the shot 1 or 2 times, and typically with your QB, you're almost always, when you do a max curl shot, you want to set it up so that you're no less than 2.5 rings, and usually 3 is the magic number. And just float yourself up into that same zone that my opponent's in. And what'll happen with the lower level ball is you'll put these trees in play more often because you didn't quite get enough distance to clear those trees. Okay, there's my red line. I got plenty of distance. It'll be 3 rings into the rough. in my sniper. I'm just going to do a one ring. I'm just going to do it one per ring. Just pull 4 rings. And I hit it one ring great to the right. Arrgh. What's funny is that looked like it was on track, but I think it would have missed on the right hand side, on the outside edge of the cup. It was going to be pretty close. Yeah, I wasn't very much farther away than where I am right now. I actually hit the flagpole and went and then dribbled off and was like maybe 4 squares away and missed an albie. And then ended up missing the putt and got birdie. I was pretty pissed, to say the least. At that time, I was posting 1 hole at a time, and I might have left it off at that point. I know I had to leave the house or I was going to throw my tablet. I probably have more dunks on this hole from where my opponent's at than on any other hole in the game. I've played this hole quite a few times, and I also always end up right where my opponent's at, and I just do the dunk. Dunks are a little bit more dangerous now than they used to be. See if my opponent can get in with the rapier. That's not exactly how I play my rapier from this distance. The closer you can get your ring set, the more accurate it is. So, I mean, basically, if you're that close and you run out topspin, you can slice it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. There we have it. What did we get on that? We did not get what we were looking for, though. Hole number 6. We did not pick up the albie, because we did not hit it perfect. But you can see now after playing it how easy it is to get into this spot. You run your red line till you get to this thing, 2.5 rings out into the fairway. If you've got a headwind, you've got to pull that back so that you can work the headwind out, or you'll have to put a little bit of overpower on it. Either way. But hitting it over to this side, go ahead next time you play this hole and hit it over here, and then see the one and only way that you can go with the green. And over here, put yourself in the rough and recover. Get yourself over here in the rough and see how easy it is to recover. There you have it. Thanks for watching.